Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? So, we got some relatively interesting information on our new hero, and really seeing something else interesting this week was the fact that one of the goddesses doesn't seem really as goddessy as all the other ones. Like, first of all, she goes from like this nice lady to all of a sudden taking this weird like bite out of an apple that almost made it seem like she has something in plan for our hero, even though what she's teaching him right now is going to be huge against this enemy that they're about to go against, this fly. So to think that she's doing anything like but strengthening him right now on top of, pretty much making him capable of shooting from long range better than he already was. I don't really know what she thinks she's doing, or if like it's like an evil scheming thing. But when you see this, it feels like it, right? Like it definitely felt like some type of scheming. She's trying to get some advantage over this hero, or something's going on, right? That's just what it felt like. That's what it felt like they were giving the energy off. But we also have to remember that goddesses getting with humans is already like taboo and is something that really isn't supposed to be done. So it would make sense that if that's something, as well as she's scheming as like, oh, I'll just take him as my own, and the real main thing that she's worried about is the person that got super angry over him and all that, but then she just witnessed her pretty much get, taken care of with him like patting her on the head and stuff like that. So the one person that none of the gods and goddesses could calm down, even this the goddess that, can see hidden talents in people and stuff like that, couldn't calm her down. Um, but as soon as he comes and pats her on the head and tells her, like, hey, you're in my way and I'm trying to train, so can you get out of my way? Like, that is still not that bad coming from him because, the image of how she sees him and stuff like that. Absolutely hilarious show, and I truly do give them a lot of like praise for going as far as they do with some of these like comedy scenes. Because I mean, they really don't have to, including with them showing this other side of the hero where people who do the opposite of him, the people that he truly can't fathom or even like stand, are the same people that do, the complete opposite of him, which it makes sense that that would irritate him. I mean, not only does he really take pride in, being cautious, even to the point this week where, he's telling them all these possibilities that could happen or that's already happened because they were too careless and they let someone in and stuff like that. All of those stuff was just a showcase of how ridiculous he can be at times, and they started to understand that a little bit. But once you start going against what he's literally trying to tell you, and he's telling you for your own good, he doesn't need to say it out loud because he knows already it's literally just for you. You should listen. And the person that wasn't listening then gets to see just what happens, when you don't listen to him and take him seriously. He literally popped her across the cheek so many times her face started to swell up. So he really didn't have a way to say what he wanted to say, I feel like. So to him, popping her like that was actually uh, helpful in his mind. Like he thought he was doing some great work by popping her all those times. Not to mention he was told to apologize multiple times, and he had like a million excuses as to why he was not going to. One was it was just self-defense, and then two, it was she had it coming and stuff like that. So things just weren't coming out the way he puts it once we get back into the goddess or the god realm, where he's just overall angry at the fact that she's doing these things and pushing forward with no preparation, and she's already lost so many people. So why are you still doing the same thing that lost all of these people? And don't you dare try to blame it on me when I didn't even know anything of the situation, and I'm not leading all of those troops into this battle with no great plan. So none of those deaths are on the hero's hands, even though he watched all of them get bopped. I think if he went out seeing the fly speed, where he knows if you blink, a fly can, pretty much blitz past you, or just be out of a different area before you can react. So that was something already on his mind to handle, and to think that, he was getting pretty much chewed out for preparations and stuff like that. He's already been going through that with a goddess, and I don't think he wanted to hear it from someone who, literally got all of her troops like taken out. So he's like, how about you not tell me how I should do things and vice versa? Or if I do tell you, I'm only telling you this to protect your men, because you're gonna take more people out and get them killed. Where unlike him, he just wants the people to hold his bags and stand back, because he's figured out a plan to not only take out the threat, but to also be in a position to protect the people who aren't fighting. So I don't know. I don't know if I would say he's right for bopping her up and, doing what he did, but I'm also not fully sure he's wrong, because she was literally about to, as soon as the heroes were even seen, she was just going to take everybody and attack again. She was ready to literally jump back in the fight. And I think I know exactly where all that is coming from, seeing how we learn she is the daughter of like the greatest of the great fighters that supposedly can't even leave the capital. So it was obvious that that's kind of her forte. That's kind of just like who she is, in the case of her father and how she was probably raised. And don't let anyone look down on you, and if they do look down on you, you're my daughter, so you should be able to take them. Any types of lessons like that usually stick pretty hard with characters. So I'm just guessing that seems like the most easy prediction of their relationship so far. But regardless of all that, I definitely want to know what you guys are thinking on this episode, because the Fly having all that speed and being capable of doing things that we probably are going to learn later on, well, at least probably like next week, seeing how he's already trained and got some ranged attack that should be able to shoot multiple ones, maybe distracting. I mean, flies have so many ways of seeing, like their eyes have a crap ton of picking up, and that's why they're so quick and able to react, is because they can see so many different angles at so many different times. Kind of like spiders having 8 eyes, but flies have even more of a like better seeing than the spiders' eight eye vision, so that he's just taken all into account in the best ways. And then if you make it a demon, you multiply that by quite a bit. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. Okay, so if they're in a red box, that means I fight a boss. Got it. I will definitely be talking to you guys soon, though. I got more stuff I want to drop, at least one more video. So if you're seeing this, expect one more from your boy, and check out the description for pictures and all that stuff once I get all those links up. And I hope you guys have an amazing one. So take care and peace.